Welcome back to the Iraqi Dinar channel, your go-to destination for the latest updates, deep insights, and in-depth analysis surrounding Iraq's financial reform, economic development, and of course, the highly anticipated revaluation of the Iraqi dinar. If this is your first time here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a crucial moment. Trust me, you don't want to be the last one to know what's coming. Now let's jump straight into it because the developments as of April 21st, 2025 are nothing short of exciting. Things are moving and fast. Let's start by addressing why the recent visits from American companies to Iraq are such a big deal. These aren't just routine visits or diplomatic photo ops. These trips are highly strategic and play a vital role in both economic and political reform. When international companies, especially from the United States, start showing up consistently, it signals trust. It shows that Iraq is being seen as a legitimate partner on the world stage, and it paves the way for more foreign direct investment. That means more jobs, more business opportunities, and ultimately, more economic stability. And make no mistake, stability is the name of the game. Iraq needs it, and the best way to get there is through integration with the global economy. The reform process isn't just about fixing what's broken inside Iraq, it's about connecting Iraq to the rest of the world again. And this transformation isn't happening in isolation. We are literally watching an international operation unfold in real time. As Militiaman recently pointed out, this is not the same Iraq we used to know. We're seeing involvement from the U.S. Treasury, the Federal Reserve, the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, and even the Bank of International Settlements. These organizations don't jump into just any monetary process. They're extremely selective. Their involvement alone is a huge indicator that something major is in the works. Switching gears a bit, Frank26 brought some interesting insight into the current information being circulated in Iraq. He pointed out that Azra Raflak, a prominent voice in Iraqi media, has been speaking directly to the Iraqi people, not to foreign investors, not to analysts abroad, but directly to the citizens themselves. And she's talking about the exchange rate. That's a big deal. You don't start educating your public on a new exchange rate unless you're preparing to implement it. This kind of public messaging only happens during the final stages of a long, well-coordinated reform effort. Adding to that, Claire recently highlighted an article that links Iraq's banking reform to their accelerated progress toward joining the World Trade Organization. That's a huge milestone. The WTO has strict requirements. You need a transparent, well-functioning monetary system, a stable currency, and an exchange rate that reflects the true strength of your economy. Iraq is checking off those boxes one by one, and it's doing it quickly. Sandy Ingram also brought us a noteworthy update, one that shows Iraq is making serious moves toward currency diversification. Iraq is now facilitating foreign currency transfers, not just in US dollars, but also in Jordanian dinars, Saudi riyals, euros, UAE dirhams, Chinese yuan, and Indian rupees. That's a major shift. It means they're stepping away from heavy reliance on the dollar and moving toward monetary independence. And with that comes more control, more flexibility, and greater strength in international trade. It's a foundation for a stronger dinar and a more self-reliant Iraq. Now let's talk about something that's been making waves, the Trump connection. According to Marx, former President Trump has reportedly sent high-level representatives to Iraq, not for sightseeing but for serious reform work. These envoys are helping push Iraq toward finalizing its reforms and securing that all-important WTO membership. The bigger picture? These reforms are leading directly toward increased purchasing power for the Iraqi people. That's the ultimate goal, restoring value to the dinar and empowering citizens. That said, it's important to acknowledge different viewpoints. Not everyone agrees on how soon the revaluation might occur. FONU recently shared a more cautious take, suggesting that Iraq may not have an immediate need to revalue the currency just yet, and that we may still have a bit more time before it actually happens. That's valid. Transparency and balanced perspectives matter. But when you take a step back and look at everything, border restructuring, upgraded checkpoints for financial control, government communications about monetary policy, it's hard to ignore the momentum. All the signs are pointing in the same direction. Militiaman also shared a particularly fascinating insight about Iraq's natural resource wealth, specifically thorium. Iraq is believed to have rich deposits of this rare earth mineral, which is an alternative to uranium for energy production. This isn't just a footnote, it's a potentially game-changing strategic asset. Linking the value of a national currency to natural resources like thorium, uranium, And not just oil, but a basket of in-demand minerals gives that currency real-world backing. It makes it stronger, more resilient, and more attractive to international markets. That's a solid path to monetary stability. And when you realize that Iraq is sitting on over $16 trillion in natural resources, it changes everything. According to several reports cited by Sandy Ingram and Claire, Iraq ranks #1 in the world when it comes to natural resource concentration per square kilometer. And globally, they're ranked 9th overall for total resource wealth. That's staggering. And it's one of the biggest reasons why calling the dinar a scam simply doesn't hold up. This is a nation with untapped economic power, and the rest of the world is finally starting to catch on. There's also major political progress happening in the background. Reports suggest a breakthrough in negotiations between Baghdad and Erbil. When we hear talk of advancements in oil law discussions, Article 140 and the Hydrocarbon Law, HCL, that tells us we're nearing a more stable and equitable revenue-sharing system. These laws are key prerequisites for a real change in Iraq's exchange rate. And as Frank 26 clearly stated, everything hinges on that rate. The budget doesn't work unless it's recalculated. Contracts mean nothing unless they're updated to reflect the new value. Even the HCL depends on this. All roads lead to the revaluation. Now look, I know a lot of people are getting impatient, and I hear you. But what we're seeing is a long chain of reforms, infrastructure projects, legislative changes, resource audits, banking system upgrades, public education campaigns, foreign investment, and diplomatic efforts with nations like Iran and Oman, all aligning. This isn't just a currency flip. It's a strategic, coordinated overhaul of Iraq's place in the global economy. This is what a financial reset looks like. If you're still watching this video, that means you're not just interested. You're committed. You're staying ahead of the curve. You're connecting the dots and paying attention to every article, every interview, every shift in policy. Most people aren't even aware of what's happening, but you are, and that gives you a serious edge. So here's what you need to do. Stay informed, stay grounded, and make sure your dinar is stored safely. Don't let the noise, the fear, or the doubt shake your conviction. Because whether this revaluation happens tomorrow, next month, or later this year, the writing is on the wall. This isn't a dream. It's a highly calculated move that's been years in the making. That's it for today's update. If you stuck around until the end, give this video a like. It helps the channel more than you know. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you're seeing and feeling about these developments. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Big changes are coming, and you want to be in the loop. Until next time, stay sharp, stay grounded, and stay ready. This is the Iraqi Dinar channel signing off.